As you have heard, I'm a singer. I've done 5 solo concerts at the Carnegie Hall, 1 solo concert at the Apollo, recorded 3 gospel CDs, and I'm in the studio right now recording my fourth. But when I first started in this business, thank you. When I first started in this business of financial services and investment banking, I didn't want anybody to talk about the fact that I was a singer. I wanted to be known as a no nonsense, hard driving, analytical, quantitative investment banker. I'm not here to sing dance boys, let's not get twisted. I didn't want anybody to talk about that until I saw the client reaction. Against my objections, my colleagues would take me into the room and say, "Oh, this is Carla Harris, our capital markets banker." But what you really also know about Carla, she's an amazing gospel singer and she sang at the Apollo Radio City and Carnegie Hall. And I am there rolling my eyes until I saw the client reaction. "Oh, you're a singer." I so admire people who can sing, and I personally love to sing, but my family will let me sing in the shower. And maybe you can talk to my daughter about her love of arts and her academics. And there, we were having a 15 minutes meeting before the meeting. Are you with me, Nordic Business Forum? The meeting before the meeting. So when I sat down to pitch, they heard me with a different ear. They saw me through a different lens because Carla Harris, the singer, was allowed to be in the room with Carla Harris, the banker. So I naturally differentiated myself from the other 5 bankers that would come in there and pitch that same IPO that afternoon. So now, whenever I go into a new situation, I bring Carl Harris, the investment banker. I bring Carl Harris, the prayer warrior. Carl Harris, the investment manager. Carl Harris, the singer. Carl Harris, the writer. Carl Harris, the mother. Carl Harris, the speaker. Carl Harris, the golfer. Carl Harris, the football fan. I bring all those Carlas to the table. Because frankly, I don't know which Carla will be the one that will connect and allow me to own the relationship in a proprietary way. Ladies and gentlemen, your authenticity is the state's competitive advantage, and it is the heart of powerful, impactful, influential leadership. It is imperative that you bring your authentic self to the table because when you bring your authentic self to the table as a leader, you motivate and inspire others to bring their authentic selves to the table. And anytime any of us is in an environment where you can be who you really are, we always outperform, and that will now accrue to your status in leadership seat. The next thing that you must be intentional about is building trust. I would submit to you that we are all competing in an environment where innovation is the dominant competitive parameter. And if innovation is the dominant competitive parameter, then by definition, you will go into territories unknown. And if you will go into territories that are unknown as a leader, you also know that you cannot do it alone. You cannot do it alone. You will need others people intellect, experience, and their relationship in order to successfully prosecute any endeavor. So it is imperative that you are intentional about building trust with your team. If your team trusts you, then you will follow you into territories unknown, and they will follow you simply because it is you who is leading. And at the end of the day, you cannot lead if other people will not follow. So, in order to make that happen, you must build trust now. The question is, how do you build trust? Simply deliver over and over and over again. I want you to think right now to the people in your lives that you trust. Maybe who comes to mind is the person that's taking care of your kids right now. Maybe it's that one salon that you go to every single week and only that one stylist can cut your hair. Maybe it is the restaurant that is your go-to restaurant because they always have a great service and they are impeccable with the food. But think about why you trust them. Over and over and over, they have delivered. And when you are trying to build trust with your team, you must engage enough with your team so that you understand what they value. And when you understand to the person what they value, then you can set yourself up to deliver over and over again. Whenever I'm trying to build a relationship with a client, I try to think of four things that I can do before I ever ask for anything. And in order to do that, you have to listen because people will tell you what they value if you listen to them. So maybe the person is telling me that they are an avid runner. So I think to myself, hey, maybe I should talk to them about this running coach. And then I say to them, do you have a personal running coach? I understand that if you have a personal running coach, it can increase your time. Oh, by the way, Nike is coming out with a new shoe. Maybe I can connect you with my friend at Nike who can give you a prototype of that shoe. There is currency and connection. Then I say, hey, do you have a good orthopedist on your team? Having a good orthopedist and having them at your back and calling is something that's important. Oh, I have friends who are going to do this great marathon in Berlin. I can connect you yet with them so you have a community when you get over there. I try to think of four things that I can do before I ever asked. And by the time I ask for the business, the person is now thinking, wow, I wasn't thinking about giving her firm any of this business. But Carla has done A, she's done B, she's done C, she's done D. Maybe I can give Morgan Stanley a little bit of that business. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm looking for is a little bit of opening and I can wiggle my hips through the rest of that. Then I can land and expand.